1 bar 1
All
beat
right,
1 tick.
so we're going to take a look at exporting this project here today. We're done with all the comping, so we're going to bounce out the project now.
1 bar 1 beat 1 tick.
So first things first, I'm going to move off this track.
Track 16, track 15, audio 1, group.
And back onto it, so that way we made sure all the regions on the track are selected. And now I'm going to use Control Home and Control End.
73 bars 3 beats 529 ticks. 1 bar 1 beat 1 tick.
All right, so we see this track starts at measure 1.
73 bars 3 beats 529 ticks.
And goes out to measure 73. So if I press play here.
73 bars 3 beats 529. 73.
Right, perfect. I don't hear anything out there. That basically means that there is nothing out there. So that's probably at the end of the song. Now I can just press Command B to open the bounce dialog.
Toolbar button. Bounce True Colors acoustic copy. Start. End. File format.
And if I navigate here.
Table. Row 1 of 4. Column 1 of 2 PCM. Check. Checkbox. Destination. PCM. Selected.
So you see the first thing I come up on is a table where I can select PCM. And if I just use down arrow.
MP3. Check. Checkbox. MP3.
You see MP3 is also checked.
M4A. AAC. Unchecked. Checkbox. M4A. AAC.
You can check that if you want to bounce an AAC file as well.
Burn to CD DVD. Unchecked. Checkbox. Burn to CD/DVD.
And that option allows you to burn a CD or DVD, which we won't be doing today. All right, so I'm going to go back up to Wave.
M4 MP PCM. Check. Checkbox. PCM.
The nice thing about this is you can check as many formats as you want to bounce in one go. PCM will give you the option to bounce a WAV or AFF file. MP3 will let you bounce an MP3, and AAC will let you bounce an AAC file. And because right now I have PCM and MP3 selected, it will bounce out a PCM file, a WAV file, or AFF file, and it will also bounce out an MP3 file. So I have two files in Finder when this is done. So I'm going to continue navigating here with your right arrow.
Start.
So this is where you can select the start time of the bounce.
111 scrubber group. End. 73 529 scrubber group.
And that's where you can set the end time of the bounce. And you see it automatically uses the selected region to do this. And because I have a track selected where a region went from measure 1 to measure 73, which pretty much is the length of the song, that is what it auto-filled this section with. But you can interact with this and fine-tune it to exactly the length you want.
Image. File format. Wave. Pop-up button.
This is where you can select the file format. So if I VO space on this pop-up button.
Menu 3 items check AVE.
You see you can select AVE.
Check mark. Wave.
Wave.
CAF.
And CAF. So I'm going to leave it on Wave.
Closing menu. Wave. Resolution.
All right. Resolution.
24-bit. Sample rate. 96,000. Pop-up button.
All right. So this is where you can set what sample rate you want to bounce out your WAV file at. All right. So let's continue navigating here.
File type. Interleaved. Pop-up button.
And interleave basically means that it's going to give you one stereo file instead of a separate file for the left and a separate file for the right.
Dithering. None. Pop-up button.
All right. Dithering you don't really need to worry about unless, of course, you're bouncing out at a different sample rate than what the project is set to.
Surround bounce. Dim. Add to project. Unchecked. Checkbox. Add to music. Unchecked. Checkbox.
So you can add the bounce file to the project. You can add it to your music library.
Mode. Real time. Radio button. 1 of 2.
And this basically determines whether or not the project will be bounced in real time.
Offline. Selected. Radio button. 2 of 2.
Or offline, which is what's selected by default because that is faster than real time. All right, so I'm going to jump back up to this table.
Bounce True Colors acoustic table. Row 1 of 4. Column 1 of 2 PCM. Check. Checkbox. Destination. PCM.
Down arrow through this.
MP3. Check. Checkbox.
And
MP3.
Let's look at some of the options for MP3.
Start. 111. Scrubber group. Image. End. 73 529. Image.
So you see the start and end times are going to be set to the same thing by default.
Bitrate mono. 80 kbps. Bitrate stereo. 320 kbps. Pop-up button.
And you see you can set the bitrate separately for a mono file versus a stereo file. This is going to be a stereo bounce because we're bouncing the entire project. So it's going to use a 320k bitrate.
Use variable bitrate encoding VBR. Check. Check quality. Highest. Pop-up button. Use best encoding. Check. Checkbox. Filter frequencies below 10 Hz. Check. Checkbox. Stereo mode. Normal. Pop-up button. Write ID3 tags. Unchecked. Checkbox.
And this section basically allows you to put all the MP3 tags in here right from within Logic so that when you have that MP3 bounced out, it'll be properly tagged already.
ID3 settings. Dim button. Add to music. Unchecked. Checkbox.
And adding the ID3 tags is especially great if you're going to check this, so it adds it to your music library. That way when it gets imported into your music library, it's going to already have all the proper MP3 information in it for you.
Mode. Real time. Radio button. 1 of 2.
And this is pretty much the same as you saw towards the end of the options for Wave. You can choose real time or offline bouncing, etc., etc. Now, when I hit return, it's going to prompt me to name the file, and then once I hit return on that, it is going to bounce out a WAV and MP3 for this project. So if I hit return,
Logic Pro True Colors acoustic copy. Contents.
and you can type in a name here.
R U E True O L O R Colors. COVER. Cover.
All right. And I'm just going to navigate here with your right arrow.
Back, dimmed, forward, group, new folder, button, bounces, where, pop-up button.
So by default, it's going to save it in the bounces folder. The bounces folder is in the logic folder inside of your home folder in Finder. So that's where you will find both the WAV and MP3 that this is about to bounce out. So if I hit return, it's just going to do its thing and bounce 2 files out of this project for me.